In historical conflicts, troop movements and entrenched positions provided civilian populations a window of weeks or months to prepare. Current military technology has compressed that timeline. A modern global conflict will reach across multiple continents within the first 24 hours. For the general public, the primary danger of a modern escalation is the complete removal of early warning systems. Geopolitics today centers on three primary friction zones: Taiwan, Ukraine, and the Middle East. These zones are interconnected by rigid alliance structures. A tactical engagement in any single theater triggers mandatory military responses across the entire network. Currently, heavy armor columns in Eastern Europe maintain a state of immediate operational readiness. In the Pacific, coastal artillery batteries and naval fleets remain locked in a high-alert standoff. The threshold for global conflict rests on a localized human miscalculation within these high-density military zones. Current military doctrine prioritizes disabling an adversary's digital infrastructure before any physical engagement occurs. Coordinated cyber operations target major civilian power grids, deliberately designed to plunge entire metropolitan sectors into darkness simultaneously. Hacking and kinetic strikes also target the orbital satellites that sustain global GPS and military communication networks. This initial phase occurs invisibly, severing public communication before the scope of the conflict is fully understood. Following the digital strike, the United States, China, Russia, and NATO initiate immediate physical mobilization. Carrier strike groups deploy as the primary method for projecting air power and control across maritime borders. Automated air defense and long-range missile systems are activated to strike targets thousands of miles away. Across Europe, mobile NATO units establish defensive perimeters in a state of rapid dispersal. Because these forces mobilize in every domain at once, the battlefield exists everywhere simultaneously. This chart shows how global financial markets react to multi-power mobilization. Within hours of a localized flashpoint, indices experience a vertical drop as global capital freezes. This market crash immediately halts commercial shipping. Logistics hubs like this port become strategic liabilities as transoceanic supply chains are severed. Global energy markets stall, driving fuel prices up as remaining reserves are prioritized for military use. The civilian reality is visible in these empty aisles. Just-in-time inventory systems fail under panic conditions, depleting essential goods in a single day. The fragile nature of globalized trade turns civilian dependence into a strategic vulnerability during an escalation. 24 hours after the initial first engagement, the entire global digital network remains completely paralyzed and totally disconnected. Military leadership follows the doctrine of escalation dominance, the requirement to increase the level of destruction to retain leverage over the enemy. The loss of secure communication lines forces nuclear-armed leaders to make civilization-altering decisions based on incomplete or delayed intelligence. Automated defense protocols and autonomous retaliation networks further reduce the window for human intervention, eliminating diplomatic off-ramps. The interconnected systems designed to support modern life, from GPS to global trade, are the same systems that accelerate a localized mistake into a global collapse. The speed of these automated responses leaves no room for de-escalation.